Now, let's look at the toolset which gives PhotoKey its name. Keying is the term used to describe the automatic removal of parts of an image based on color, such as when using green screens. If I go back and import a foreground image now, since we're using PhotoKey 4 Pro, I can import several at once. And you can see, here's the original image, and you can see that the green screen was automatically detected and removed by PhotoKey 4, so that this image is already composited and ready to be exported. The same holds true for our other images as well. There's the original, and here, without any adjustments being required on our part, we haven't done anything other than import them, and the images are already automatically keyed and ready to be exported. When working with high-quality images such as these, PhotoKey 4 really makes fantastic results effortless. However, sometimes you may have to work with images that are less than ideal. Perhaps you are using a very basic green screen setup with limited lighting, or a client provides images that already present problems. In any case, the Key toolset provides a wide array of tools that can help when working with imperfect source photos. We will look at a variety of potential problems and how to correct them using the tools available in PhotoKey 4. When adjustments to the key are required, the matte view can be very useful for fine-tuning your key settings. Once the auto color difference key is applied, PhotoKey 4 then creates a matte or alpha channel which it uses to keep track of the transparency in your image. This is what you can view by clicking the Matte View button. Black represents completely transparent areas, and white shows the areas of the image that will be retained. Now with this high quality image, you can see that the matte, even using the auto settings, is very clear and clean. But I'm going to switch over to a different project, where I have already imported a few images that will require some adjustments and corrections to the key. PhotoKey 4 includes several new filters to make it even easier to get a perfect key every time, including Erode, Alpha Levels, and Alpha Blur. In addition, the Light Wrap filter has been moved into the Key toolset in version 4. Let's go through this toolset one tool at a time and look at when each tool might be necessary and how they can be used to improve your PhotoKey composites. UV Blur is for advanced users and is a tool which can make subtle differences to the edge quality of a keyed image. With good quality, high-resolution photos, it's unlikely that you'll ever need to use this feature. But if you find the edges of your key are slightly jagged, try activating the UV blur and increasing the blur slightly. Auto color difference is the core of PhotoKey 4's keying abilities and provides the main controls for the key itself. The color menu can be very important if you find PhotoKey keying the wrong color out of your photograph. In this image, the subject is actually wearing a blue sweater, which fills more of the frame than the green screen, causing PhotoKey to assume that the blue is what should be removed. The color menu allows you to override the automatic setting and choose a specific color to be removed. The removal and detail sliders affect how much of the selected color is removed from the image. The images we looked at earlier demonstrated how high-quality, properly lit photos should key with both of these settings at 100% without any problems. But with this image, if we look at the matte view on this, we can see that there's quite a few areas of gray. Gray in the matte view represents semi-transparent areas. In this case, these areas of the shirt contain enough green that these bits are being removed by the key along with the green screen area. So, with removal at 100%, the key is removing all of the green from the image that it possibly can. But by turning down the removal slider, we can reduce the range of green that is removed. So in this case, that improves the shirt area, but make sure you don't go too low, as you'll find the chroma screen will start to reappear, as we can see happening there on the far left. If, on the other hand, you find the areas of your green screen are still visible, like in this corner, you can try to remove them by adjusting the detail slider. In some cases, this might start to erode the clean edge of your subject if you go too far. Due to the extreme nature of the flaws in this image, we'll need to use some additional tools to get a perfect key. The softness slider adjusts the sharpness of your foreground's edge. Especially any gray areas in the matte will be affected by adjusting this slider. Look at these gray areas over on the canvas and notice how much difference our adjustments to the softness slider make to those areas. Now they're much less visible, but if we turn the softness down, then once again they are very obvious. So this can do a lot to help fade out any minor blemishes in the key after other adjustments have been made. Erode delicately trims the edges of the white area of your matte. Sometimes color spill or poor lighting will result in a dark line around the outside edge of your subject. In this image, if you look at this arm, you can see how there's kind of a dark outline along the edge of our foreground. In cases like this, the Erode tool allows you to just trim a tiny bit off the edge all the way around your foreground to remove this dark line. There you can see you can very quickly trim that off to clean up the edges of your key. Alpha levels works sort of as a contrast effect on the matte or alpha channel of your image. To more clearly understand what it does, let's switch back to matte view. And we still have some gray areas as well as some other areas down in the corner on the green screen there, you might recall. So, for cases where the auto color difference controls aren't sufficient to correct all of the flaws in your key, the Alpha Levels tool can be used to push everything in the matte view toward either black or white. It can thus make it quick and easy to clean up a dirty key. So in this case with these areas, even to make this more obvious, I'll reduce this softness again. So those problems are much more apparent, and you can see how by adjusting this black slider, we can very quickly and easily just remove those problem areas of the key. And then the same is true of these spots in the white area. If I take the white slider, I can bring that down and just very quickly fade those out as well. If you find you're having to regularly make adjustments to these settings in the color difference or the Erode and Alpha Levels filters to clean up your images, it might be worth re-examining your studio setup, as manual adjustments such as these should only be required when there are problems with the original photographs. Spending a little extra time getting your green screen and lights set up properly can save a huge amount of time later when you get to this stage in our compositing. The instructional green screen lighting DVD from fxhome.com might prove helpful. We will continue our examination of the keying tool set in part 2 of our basic guide to keying, where we will look at each of the remaining tools.